She was really, just like a normal Midwestern girl. She was untouched by whatever it is, by that kind of like disease that settles upon some people who come into the city. She was very sweet. When I called her Jenny because I couldn't, deal with Genet. I mean, it was like some old homo writer or something. I don't know. But she was sweet. She was unaffected. She was simple in the best sense. I mean, I don't mean simple-minded or anything, but just simple. But she changed completely.
We went to the prom together. It was really, really fun. I wore my old man's suit. Then I went away to school, and we kept in touch, and it was kind of nice. And I told her, I have this beautiful girl back home, and she sews, and she sent me a sweater she made. The sleeves were a little too long, but I wore it around, and no one seemed to mind. And then she moved to New York City, in this place called Weinstein, and she invited me to visit her. And she was saying, at first she came to New York, and she talked about all those things we were going to do when we got there, like see the Empire State Building and go sightseeing. And I came to New York, and I buzzed up her room, and this thing came down. It wasn't Genet at all. It wasn't. She was just so radical and punky looking. And there's things that you see like on TV movies about kids who run away from home. She was underfed, and it was terrible. I just couldn't believe what happened to her.
When I first met her, my parents had moved me into Weinstein, and she was already there. She had been there for about a half an hour or so. And it was really funny because it was a hot summer day and she was wearing long pants and I was wearing this shirt, and I had just come back from partying with everybody out in Connecticut, and she seemed nice and all, but when you first meet somebody, I figured I could have had worse.
That's Genet Blanc? I knew her. She was beautiful. She was really beautiful. That little cunt. I think the first time I met Genet was about 2 years ago at Pyramid. It was one of my first gigs there anyway, and I looked out and she was looking up, but not right at me at first, but at some other people I was with on stage. Later on she came over and talked with us after our gig downstairs. I don't know, she seemed really friendly at first, like almost stupid.
It wasn't what she did. It's how she did it, her presence.
We spent a lot of time together in the beginning. She's into a lot of funny stuff. It was kind of cool at first. Started getting boring after a while, but she just kept on going, got more deeply involved.
She had a lot of friends. She always surrounded herself with people, but only people who told her things she wanted to hear.
It seemed that every time she was on the street, she was a different person.
We went to see my friend's band, The Wounds, at Irving Plaza, and after the show we went out to dinner at Mr. Eggroll, and she left with Jack, my friend, the drummer, and that was really the last I saw of her as the old Genet or Jenny, and she was changing, and that was like it. That was the ultimate moment. I knew I'd lost something.
I always thought she was a mealy-mouthed little simp. Her big eyes and her little stare. Oh, that poor little thing. She made me want to retch. The only reason why I tolerated her is she was good money. She was beautiful. That's why anyone tolerated her.
She was incredible. She was beautiful. She was fabulous. I mean, I had her in must have been my first film. She was, I really, the words, like,
She seemed to purify every sidewalk she stepped on. It seems kind of silly, but it was true. She walked with such freedom, and she'd shout and kick up her heels like a restless lamb.
We were at the same party, and it was pretty dark, and people were dancing around, and she was just, you know, doing the wild stuff that she usually did. And I was a little bit drunk, and I was fooling around with this Marlboro lighter I had. She was dancing, and she came twirling around where I was, and I was holding the lighter up. And I was fooling around. I mean, I thought maybe I'd singed the tips of her hair. I mean, and her hair caught on fire. And for a minute there, people thought it was just another one of her stunts, you know, something she was doing so she'd make page 6 the next day. And her hair caught on fire, and it was just burning up, and it was just, for a minute, you know, like I said, everybody thought it was you know, it was another happening or something. But ultimately, she started screaming a little bit, so somebody put it out, and they ended up cutting her hair off real short. And they never really knew who started the fire. I mean, there were a few people smoking, so it could have been anything, you know. So she ended up with this chopped and burnt hairstyle, which she came to be known for. It was like her thing after that. And then she would go through great lengths after that to keep it looking like that. And I never really got the blame for it, and I never got the credit for it, which I guess is ironic or something like that.
One time we were playing really badly. I knew it, and I looked around and she was trying to get people to come out and dance on the floor, trying to physically drag them onto the floor to dance, to help us. It was beautiful.
She always hung around with a pretty sleazy classic character for the most part. I never could understand it. She had kind of a cute way about her, but I don't know why. Whenever I think about her, I always think about Curious George.
I met some of her friends. They told me she was living in a bathtub. In a laundry room. And I couldn't believe it. And then I came to visit and we would go to bed, and I said, you know, Genet, where are we going to sleep? We went to the laundry room. She showed me this bathtub. She said, do you need a pillow? Do I need a pillow? I said, you must get pretty festive around bath time. I said, what do you do? She said, well, my friends bring me bubble baths and everybody loves me.
The only thing that we really did talk about, aside from when we went out, when we were by ourselves, was like when she wanted to do my next load of laundry, which I thought was really strange.
And I went downstairs to do my laundry. And who's sitting in the tub? Genet. Typical move on her part. Anything to get attention.
I don't know. I think Cutlet might have really liked her. It was hard to tell. All the other guys that she dealt with, everyone just kept passing her along. It didn't really matter too much, but he, I don't know, might have been different with him. I don't know though. It's not like him.
Just tell me why. What are you doing? Why are you here? Are you clean?
Well, one time I was getting pictures taken of me, and then all the people saw the pictures, and then they liked it, but then it was okay, but then I had to go away because then they didn't like me anymore because I was mean to them.
Do they love you?
No, not anymore, so I had to run away.
What happened?
They didn't like me anymore.
What did you do?
So I came here. It's warm here.
Always?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Because I make it warm.
Who makes it warm?
Me. Now I'm in control of everything and nobody else has to do anything for me.
What about people that used to love you?
They're gone. They never even come to see me anymore. After everything I did for them, I made everything.
What did you do for them?
I made their world for them. I made them happy. And then they went away. Then they didn't like me, so I had to leave them. They don't deserve it.
Who do you love now?
Me.
Who else?
And maybe.
Who else?
I don't want to talk to you.
But she's like losing her mind though.
She just personified everything that's utterly lost in this society, that gets crushed and mangled in this society. Not just the society, but just, I don't know. I don't know who to blame. Who do you blame?
Only if I have to do my laundry, I'll see her in the tub, and if I say hello, she just goes underwater.
I don't know anything about it, really. Someone said something about a tub.
I haven't seen her for 3 or 4 months. Just, I haven't seen her. I miss her.